Dear friend, are you struggling to treat of your uterine fibroids? Are you frustrated, in pain, or feeling anxious for not being able to properly treat your fibroids despite all your efforts? Are you experiencing irregular periods, pain in your lower abdomen, or bloating? Are you afraid of not being able to have children? If you answered yes, then let me tell you that I know exactly how you feel, because I personally had gone through the same experience years ago. I have battled with my uterine fibroids for more than a decade until I have finally found a treatment and eliminated my fibroids and got pregnant twice. You're about to discover what might be the most powerful uterine fibroids treatment system ever developed. It's the same system thousands of women, just like you, used to permanently reverse their uterine fibroids and improve their fertility and the quality of their lives. My name is Amanda Leto, and over the past 14 years, through a long process of trial, error and experimentation, I have developed a surefire, 100% guaranteed, clinically researched 3-step system that is backed by 65,000 plus hours of nutritional expertise and holistic medicine research for eliminating all types of uterine fibroids quickly and naturally. This is a very rare, highly unique and potently powerful uterine fibroids healing system, which very few women even know exists. If you would like to learn how to reverse uterine fibroids quickly and safely, without drugs, without risky surgery, without any typical uterine fibroids treatments, and without any side effects, then this will be the most important letter you will ever read. I guarantee it, and I've got the results to prove it. If you are interested, please click the link below the video. What makes this breakthrough system so unique is that it gives you the power to treat uterine fibroids permanently. It's a fact 93% of the women who use conventional treatments get rid of their uterine fibroids temporarily, and sometimes they end up worse than when they started. Now you can learn how to be in the successful 7% group that keeps it off forever. Note that conventional treatments such as birth control pills, anti-inflammatory drugs, androgens, surgery, or even homeopathic uterine fibroids remedies mostly address the symptoms of uterine fibroids and work short-term. Most women who had undergone surgeries have developed uterine fibroids sometimes within several weeks. Don't believe those websites that offer a fast remedy to uterine fibroids. No magic pill or fix-it-all product exists. The solution I now offer is an intelligent, scientific approach that eliminates uterine fibroids within few short weeks depending on the severity. My program also teaches you how to prevent uterine fibroids recurrence. Treat uterine fibroids holistically. It's a fact curing uterine fibroids can never be achieved by tackling one of the many factors responsible for uterine fibroids. If you've ever tried to treat your uterine fibroids using a one-dimensional treatment like birth control pills, progesterone creams, or even detox diets and failed, it's probably because you have tackled only one aspect of the disease. Not only will this system teach you the only way to prevent the formation of uterine fibroids, you will also learn the only way to treat uterine fibroids for good, the holistic way. Treat uterine fibroids naturally without drugs or surgical procedures. The Fibroids Miracle is a 100% natural, safe, and powerful treatment that permanently eliminates the root cause of your uterine fibroids. Drugs, hormones, and risky surgeries to treat uterine fibroids sometimes work in a partial way and temporarily, but the side effects are nasty. The tiny handful fibroid sufferers who have learned how to treat their uterine fibroids from within and without ever using drugs or over-the-counters are the only women in the world who keep their system free of uterine fibroids permanently. Now you can learn these uterine fibroids treat secrets from a nutritionist and a former sufferer who knows from real-world experience exactly how it's done. Fibroids Miracle promotes a healthy hormonal and reproduction environment while eliminating your uterine fibroids and preventing their recurrence naturally and safely within 8 weeks. What the Fibroids Miracle is not. The Fibroids Miracle program is not another drug, birth control, or supplement. It is not the usual diet and herbal supplementation programs or another cream or over-the-counter medication that most women pass around. It is not a medical procedure either. This unique holistic approach and order of protocols to treat all types of uterine fibroids and control their recurrence is for the most part unlike anything you'll find elsewhere. Everything covered in the program is safe and natural. More importantly, it actually works. My program is not something that tries to fix the problem by ingesting hormones or swallowing pills. With my approach, you will be able to experience complete freedom from uterine fibroids while preventing their recurrence as well as all related symptoms, usually in less than 8 weeks. My long frustrating battle with uterine fibroids and PCOS. I was 26 years old, experiencing life at its fullest. My days were hectic, handling responsibilities at work, only to come home and have more duties, running them from activity to activity, finding quality time for my spouse and all of the other stuff modern families have to deal with. The stress was mounting, but still I was in control. Unfortunately, that was about to change. One evening after work I headed to a local restaurant with some friends. After spending 3 hours in the restaurant, sitting next to a female friend, I felt a stabbing pain in my lower abdomen. I thought it might be something I ate and felt relieved as the pain diminished as I went to bed that night. The next morning I was surprised to notice that the pain became more intense. Not thinking much of it, I headed off for another busy day at the office. Little did I know that my life was about to take an unexpected turn. Within a few days, that on and off pain in my abdomen became a noticeable sharp and worrying pain followed by irregular periods. Sometimes, the pain was so excruciating that it hurt I could not sleep. Before long, the pain, accompanied by bloating sensation that had begun as a nuisance, was beginning to grind on my nerves. My stomach felt like it was going to explode. Unless I took a stack of painkillers, no matter what I tried I could not get away from that pain day or night. It was there, and it was beginning to take its toll. Then came a new set of symptoms: severe bloating, bladder pressure, painful sex, heavy periods and pain in my lower abs and back that would not let go. If you are interested, please click the link below the video. Like so many other uterine fibroid sufferers discover, the answers I desperately wanted weren't going to be available to me. A few trips to the doctor and a few tests, but I got no diagnosis. I was sick and getting sicker. An additional trip to my general practitioner did no good. He thought maybe it was just a menstrual pain induced by stress. I tried relaxing more and that helped a little, still I couldn't get rid of that severe pain in my abs and lower back. Several weeks and several visits later, the doctor began to suspect that something was indeed wrong and initiated a series of tests to rule out anything serious. After undergoing what seemed like an endless round of tests and an ultrasound, we finally had a diagnosis: a small uterine fibroid. Thankful to finally know what was causing my symptoms and my increasing pain, I was frightened but felt sure that relief would soon be on its way. It wasn't. After a couple of weeks, I went to see a doctor and described the unbearable situation I was in. He recommended birth control, anti-inflammatory drugs, and watchful waiting. Needless to say, it didn't help at all. I traveled from doctor's office to doctor's office looking for some relief, any relief. The pain was growing worse, and so did my anxiety at night, and I needed help. My life was no longer my own. I couldn't work. The sleepless nights, the pain and the fear of not being able to conceive or develop cancer was making it impossible to deal with my myriad of responsibilities at the office. I was short-tempered with my family, my health was suffering, I couldn't eat or sleep normally, along with the embarrassing unexpected periods, made me more and more depressed. I was reaching my breaking point and I knew it. Something had to be done, and it had to be done quickly or I was going to lose my mind. It was time to take action. Surgery seemed to be the only option left for me. 1 month went by. I had tried the watchful waiting, but by the second ultrasound I took, my fibroid had grown larger. I was terrified. My doctor had suggested that I would undergo surgery to remove the fibroid to prevent further complications in the future. One of these complications would be my inability to have children. It's either a procedure or infertility. What a great choice. Deep down, I felt there must have been another option, a healthier alternative. Luckily, I didn't have to take my doctor's advice. After 5 weeks of following a strict diet for hormonal balancing along with taking some herbal supplements given to me by a nutritionist, that specific large fibroid was gone. I was so delighted, but unfortunately, my happiness was short-lived when I had developed another uterine fibroid 3 months after that. I was devastated. In an instant all of my hopes had vanished and the vicious cycle of fear, pain and anxiety has started again. After I was diagnosed again with enlarged but benign fibroid and realized many of my other conditions were all coming from the same source, I accidentally stumbled upon an inspiring book that spoke of natural remedies that can balance hormones, enhance fertility and heal uterine fibroids safely. It was then that I had started the long, frustrating road of trial and error until I have finally pieced a complete and comprehensive holistic system used by thousands of women to permanently treat the cause of uterine fibroids, including myself. 14 years of study, research, trial, error and experimentation. Because of that crushingly painful fibroids experience, I made a solemn vow that, no matter what it cost or how long will it take, I was going to find a lasting solution for my chronic recurring uterine fibroids. I started a desperate quest that spanned 14 years of heartbreaking frustration and disappointment. During my fibroids quest, one was treated by dozens and dozens of MDs, specialists, herbalists, naturopaths, hydrotherapists, and even spiritual healers. In addition to that, I researched literally hundreds of health and fertility-related books, health journals, and health magazines, and spent hours upon hours scouring one medical study after another. And I have also spent numerous hours picking the brains of various healers or specialists in person or on the phone. When none of that worked, I tried every imaginable fibroid treatment I could get my hands on, including numerous hormonal creams, over-the-counters, herbs and whatnot. What have I tried that did not work? When that didn't work, I tried every diet said to help with uterine fibroids. I took aspirin, tried heating pads, birth control pills to regulate my periods. I tried the YE diet, vegetarianism, veganism, blood type or low-carb diet, macrobiotics and even mega-dose vitamin therapy and every herbal remedy I could find. I have also tried intense detoxification therapies, traditional Chinese medicine and homeopathy. When all that failed, I tried hypnosis, visualizations, yoga and affirmations. Yet despite years of intense effort, giving my quest all my heart and soul, I still suffered from recurring uterine fibroids. After none of the above treatments could practically solve my chronic recurring fibroids and the related symptoms that accompanied this condition or had any impact on my condition, some treatments made my condition much worse and my general health was deteriorating. I came to the final conclusion that there were no magic pills or fix-it-all products to uterine fibroids. When the real cause of uterine fibroids is neglected, your uterine fibroids will often grow larger and require surgery or develop again very quickly. Now, after 14 years of desperate research and experiments, I have found the missing piece I was searching for. One evening, I discovered a very important piece of information while talking with an Eastern alternative medicine expert and a holistic doctor. The piece of information stood out as the missing piece I was desperately searching for. I took that piece of information and, together with the other 14 years' worth of information that I had collected, compiled a plan to treat uterine fibroids and enhance fertility. I followed that plan for 5 weeks and my uterine fibroids were gone and had never returned. After learning this new holistic trick, all the pain and anxiety were gone. My ultrasound showed no fibroids and I conceived my first daughter. And life couldn't get any better. I was so relieved. A simple holistic strategy had opened the door to my new and much more colorful uterine fibroids-free life. My plan had worked. I was finally free from all fibroids-related symptoms and had my first baby. My second pregnancy took less than a month to achieve. As such, 14 years after beginning my mission, I had become the proud parent of 2 beautiful, healthy children. I was also excited to see that my fibroids symptoms had diminished, and my menstrual cycle became regular again. The path to permanent uterine fibroids freedom has been paved. How did I get 17 women with years of recurring uterine fibroids completely free? Simple. I used the exact same technique I am going to share with you. These techniques have helped 17 women with chronic uterine fibroids to gain complete freedom from uterine fibroids and all related symptoms permanently. I get countless of letters, phone calls from women telling me how much of a difference this program has made to their lives. In fact, Fibroids Miracle has the largest collection of verifiable photo testimonials for any fibroid treatment system online. That is only one of the key differences which set this course apart from everything else you will find online. A track record of consistently delivering results. The results of my experiment were shocking. No more uterine fibroids regardless of type or size, no more pain or bloating, no more heavy periods, no more bladder pressure, healthy and gradual weight loss, improved general health and quality of life. So now I took the time, tweaked and refined the system to completion to ensure it will yield the most remarkable long-lasting results. Since then, thousands of women worldwide have used my 3-step system successfully and got rid of their uterine fibroids quickly, safely, naturally and for good. 93% of women with uterine fibroids make these same mistakes over and over. Over the last 14 years of training and consulting hundreds of women on treating uterine fibroids and improving fertility, quite a few patterns started to emerge, and I noticed most women who suffer from uterine fibroids were falling into many of the same common traps. It seems fairly common for most women to either try birth control pills, watchful waiting, taking pain relievers, hormonal supplements, or following a specific diet. The time wasted doing these mistakes and the consequences of neglecting the root cause of uterine fibroids are often huge and irreversible. In short, it can make your condition worse. But something changed immediately when these women started using the specific techniques that I revealed to them. They finally started getting results naturally after years of struggling to get rid of their uterine fibroids using conventional methods. Warning: common drugs used to treat uterine fibroids can have serious side effects, damage your digestive system and may block your chances of having children. Common drugs that are prescribed to treat fibroids such as oral contraceptives, nonsteroidal anti-inflammatory drugs (NSAIDs), and androgens fail to tackle the root cause of fibroids and most often can cause the following side effects: leg swellings, cardiovascular problems and heart attacks, digestive system disorders, myriad of PCOS symptoms such as acne, facial hair, deep voice and depression, excessive weight gain, damage to your reproductive system. It can seriously hinder your chances of getting pregnant. If you are interested, please click the link below the video. Fact: uterine fibroids surgery is not always necessary and can lead to serious consequences and irreversible infertility. Surgery should be considered when there is a clear danger from uterine fibroids. Having cancerous fibroids is just one example. Whenever you undertake permanent, irreversible surgical procedures such as myomectomy, you run the risk of irreversible infertility. That means that you will not be able to have kids in the future. Moreover, most fibroid surgeries will not prevent the recurrence of fibroids and can lead to excessive blood loss, and restoring the shape of the uterine area. Before undergoing any irreversible surgical procedure, I would strongly advise that you get the opinion of at least 2 specialists in the field to see that the procedure performed will bring about significant enough improvement to justify both the high expenses and permanent effects of the surgical procedure. Beside the irreversible results that surgical procedures can cause, these procedures are also very expensive and most are not covered by your health insurance. Not to mention the serious complications that may result from such an invasive surgical procedure that also do not guarantee the new formation of uterine fibroids. The only way you can ever treat your uterine fibroids and prevent their recurrence is from within, by correctly diagnosing your condition and by listening to what your body is trying to tell you. Work with it and free yourself. Uterine fibroids are triggered by multiple internal factors and therefore can only be treated by tackling all of those internal elements responsible for fibroids formation and not by calming the pain, taking birth control pills, hormones, or removing the uterus or the fibroid itself with surgical procedures that are not 100% guaranteed and have their risks and complications, or by using any other way that ignores the real cause of uterine fibroids. The only way you can ever treat your uterine fibroids and prevent their recurrence is by correctly diagnosing your condition from within, by listening to what your body is trying to tell you, work with it and free yourself. When I finally figured that out, along with what was going on in the uterine fibroids and drug industries, I decided I had to take action, so I put things on paper and began guiding other uterine fibroid sufferers using this new system I developed. Now, for the first time ever, the same uterine fibroids system that helped thousands of fibroid sufferers all over the world to permanently treat this condition, to instantly treat the pain associated with uterine fibroids, and eliminating all related symptoms, is available to you in a single, jam-packed, 250-page ebook. Introducing Fibroids Miracle, the only holistic fibroid system in existence that will show you how to quickly and permanently treatment your uterine fibroids, end the chronic pain, rebalance your body, and achieve permanent freedom from all hormonal-related disorders. If you are interested, please click the link below the video.